Hey everybody, it's time for another Dirt Daily, and today I'm going to do a walk around on a truck that is a real peach. That's right, I'm talking about the 1974 Dodge that we had in the latest episode of Dirt Every Day. Next week, a brand new episode will air, but a lot of people have been asking about this truck. It's a really cool truck. It's also kind of a pile, but let's go check it out. This truck is kind of a weird bird. It's a 1974 regular cab two-door short bed truck. It has 100 on the front fenders, but it also has 8 lug axles. So it's either a heavy half-ton or somebody swapped in 3/4 ton axles or something weird. It does have a 440 under the hood, and it has a Power Wagon badges on the hood, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything because in all the years that this thing's been around, it could have been changed a bunch. It has a passenger door that doesn't want to open, has a big fuel tank in the back that we used to run fuel. It used to have a tank behind the driver's seat, but we took that out because we thought it was too rusty. And so right here's where you would have filled that up. We took that tank out in exchange for leaving the bed tank. We probably should have got rid of both tanks and just got a brand new bed tank. If you had watched the episode, you realize we changed fuel filters a bunch. Part of the goal of this episode was it was sponsored by Mickey Thompson, and they had this brand new Baja Boss all-terrain tires. We got 37s for 17-inch wheel, thinking that we could find some sort of truck to put them on. And we found this in the back lot of a Kia dealership in Idaho, and where they had used it as their snowplow truck. They weren't too sure that they wanted to sell it to us, but we convinced them and ended up buying it, and it was a big project. Luckily, they let us stay and work right in the dealership to fix the thing up. This truck has some big rust holes. The rust hole under the driver and passenger foot, you could pretty much drop a football through. So both sides pretty rusty. There's also some rust on the bed right here. But cool things about this truck is A, it's orange. Orange is red. B, if you live in the state of California, it's pre-smog. So that's kind of neat because vehicles 75 and older, you don't need to do a smog check on. It has a bench seat in here. We were a little bit disgusted by the truck when we first got it because it had a bunch of mouse poop in it. We've drug it home and parked it, and look, there's still mouse poop in it. So apparently the mouse either rode back with us from Idaho or some new mouse has found it and said, hey, I want to live in this thing. Some other cool things about this truck, it has a gun rack on the back window and a cowboy hat rack. We got brand new cowboy hats. If you watched the episode, we didn't get any guns that we're going to talk about. In the bed, there's all types of trash, parts, spare fluids, all the stuff that's left over from a video shoot. A couple easy ups, a bunch of scrap metal that we picked up in case we needed to patch the floor, jumper cables, which we had to use every now and then. The bed doesn't like to open. I think we also changed an alternator on this episode, and we took it out four-wheeling and had a pretty good time with it. If you look at the tag right here, it does say it is a Dodge W10. So it was a half-ton, but did it somehow get axles swapped under it along the way? Probably, most likely. Overall, the truck is pretty cool. It was a yellow truck at one time and then got painted orange. Maybe it was a fleet truck, maybe some sort of work truck or state highway type truck. Somebody tried to get the bed to open before and pry this open. That's kind of a good job they did there. Overall, this is a really cool looking truck. It's good from afar, but it's a far from good. It definitely has rust around the rear wheel wells. The front we had to trim open. Funny story about that. David Freiberger used to have an old orange Dodge Power Wagon, and he was really adamant that we not trim the fenders. I think that we actually did a pretty good job to get those 37s under there, and the thing looks really cool. It runs pretty bad. Dave and I probably lost a few years of our lives riding in it from all the exhaust fumes and gas fumes, but it sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can get it to start. All right, so here this thing is. still stinks. This is a spare brake drum that we threw in the bed off of the other axle, just in case we had brake issues. There's all types of spare parts and carburetors and stuff in here that we brought along just in case we had more problems on the road. Here you can see that 440. Here's the battery that fell over and caught on fire on the exhaust manifolds. It does have power steering. Seems to just idle away pretty good now. There's the new alternator we had to swap on. The hood looks like the carburetor caught on fire at one time. Not unusual. We have carburetors catch on fire on us all the time. So one question we got a lot of is, are we selling the Dodge? The fact of the matter is that A, it's a pre-smog truck and we have it in the state of California now, so we're probably not selling it. B, even though it's kind of a pile, both Dave and I love this thing, so you never know, it might come back on a future episode. C, no, we're not selling the Dodge. The Dodge is way too cool. But thanks for tuning in for this Dirt Daily. Definitely log on to the Motor Trend app and check it out. It's a really fun adventure. We like doing those types of adventures where we buy some truck somewhere and then road trip it home, or road trip it somewhere and go four-wheeling and hitting dirt every day, which is kind of how the whole dirt everyday thing started. If you don't know, Freiberger and Rick Payway used to do articles about dirt every day way back in the day at Four Wheel and Off-Road Magazine and JP Magazine, and that's kind of how the whole dirt everyday theme started. They would buy something, they would fix it up, and they would road trip it hitting dirt every day. This is a really cool Dodge. I don't think we're getting rid of it, but thanks for tuning in. And come Monday, we'll have a brand new episode on Dirt Every Day, so be sure and tune in. If you are one of our fans who lives outside of America and you can no longer get the Motor Trend app, what do you know about VPNs? Apparently there's some sort of computer thing called a VPN that allows you to sneak into other countries and watch videos. I don't know anything about this. I'm not a computer guy really, but find your smartest computer guy friend and ask them. They might be able to turn you on to a way that you can still watch Motor Trend. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.